If you've clicked on this video, you're probably wondering what all the fuss is about tree fern fibre, like I am. I've heard so many people talk about this stuff in the plant community. I told somebody the other day that I finally bought some and he was like, oh my God, you are not going to regret it. It's going to be like the best thing you've ever done. And I'm just like, okay, this is what it looks like. This is the bag that I bought. I've really resisted buying this stuff because I'm, like, it says 100% natural and sustainable. I'm not completely convinced how sustainable this is. Like, and if it's truly from New Zealand, like that's a lot of air miles this has travelled. I don't know, but I caved. I've tried really for like probably over a year at this point to not purchase it, but this was a late night eBay order. I finally gave in. Like, this stuff's pretty pricey. This was, I think, £22 for this bag. I've got no idea how long it's gonna last. I don't know, I've caved. So we're gonna find out. Today, what I'm gonna use it for is, I'm gonna make a moss pole, but I'm gonna have some of this in there too. So the plant that I'm putting onto a moss pole is my Rhaphidophora, foraminafera. I feel like that's too easy. That's what it looks like, but I feel like it's too easy. This is what it's looking like. I purchased this from Grow Tropicals. I really love the mature versions of these leaves. Like, I want these to be big. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a bit scared because historically with Rhaphidophora, they've just like vined for me and they kind of like just don't put out leaves. This leaf has come out in my care and I was like, right, I'm gonna get it on a pole before it starts pushing out another leaf, but it already looks like it's working on the next leaf, and it does look like a leaf and not like the beginning of a runner. But even though it's putting that out, I'm still going to put it on a pole because I don't want to wait again. And at the moment it's got like this nice bit of stem that will have a pole quite nicely up against it and the leaves will face forward, so fingers crossed this isn't too like distressing for it. I'm going to be putting it into a clear pot with drainage, and I'm going to be using the Soil Ninja Monstera and Philodendron mix because it does say that it is compatible with Rhaphidophora on here too. So very pleased I have this. And then I have a new pole that I'm going to try out. Purchased these off of Amazon. I've already made this one up. It's like, I don't know if you can actually tell, but it's got the different kind of sized loops, so it can be wider than this, it can be more narrow than this. I think this is the size I want it to be. I feel like this would be quite sturdy in thickness for like a bigger plant. It fits. It can either go around that middle section or I could put it like, hoping you can see what I mean. I think I'm going to put it like that because it kind of holds it up quite well. So, oh, so yeah, Philodendron and Monstera mix into the pot, and then I'm going to use tree fern fibre and moss for the pole. But I want to trim down the moss because the Soil Ninja Sphagnum moss is amazing. Like, it is gorgeous. But the fibres are so long, like, I mean, that's not even a really long bit. Let me see if I can find a longer bit. It's just like detangling roots from it can be such a pain in the butt. Yeah, detangling roots can be really tricky from these long fibres. So I'm gonna trim some of the moss up into a box and then add in some tree fern fibre. I feel like I'm going to end up being like really, we use a word in England, stingy. don't know if anybody else knows that word, but I feel like I'm not going to be very generous with the tree from fibre because it costs so much, and I do want to try it out with some of my anthurium seedlings, which you will see very soon. So yeah, let's do that, shall we? Let's see. I don't know what the ratio will be. It'll probably be like a 2 to 3. 2 to 3? Is that right? 2 to 1 ratio? I don't do maths. So I've mixed that up, and last minute I actually decided to add in some vermiculite, and I've done that because even though I'm getting better at keeping on top of my moss poles, I feel like adding in tree fern is actually going to make it dry out quicker. Like, it's such a dry substrate. So yeah, I've added in some vermiculite in the hopes that that will help me keep it more evenly moist for longer, because I don't want to be creating these expensive moss poles and not actually having them work. And vermiculite is really, it's just gold and shiny, so it's pretty. So fingers crossed, that's that substrate. So let's move on to the plant. The Soil Ninja bags do say on the side of them, mix it up. I always forget to do that. Hopefully that was mixed up enough. Okay, I've got a bin bag just off the side here, so I'm going to empty the substrate into that because, I mean, it's not the worst substrate I've seen, but it doesn't look great either, so I don't think I'll be reusing it. Okay. This is what the roots are looking like. I can now see that this is actually a cut from another plant. So the root system is quite healthy. I should have undone this before I did that. Okay, I probably should need to change your angle again, don't I, really? Yeah, let me change your angle again. So I'm just going to put some Soil Ninja into here, which had like a scoop or something. I don't think I do. Gonna take the pot out of the orchid out of this pot and use that to scoop. I will put soil into the bottom of the pole instead of the moss and tree fern substrate. Okay. So this is how much I filled it up, and then I'm going to pop the plant in. Okay, so I've got the plant kind of sat in. This section will be going in to the moss pole, which is ideal. Oh, so what I'm going to do is carry on filling up the substrate section. Okay. I almost feel like these poles could be used for soil substrates. I have done that in the past, but it just, I don't know, the Soil Ninja soil just looks really nice, and because it's got like the bigger chunkier bits of like bark in it, it holds in really well. But I'm going to stick with the original plan, and I'm going to put this concoction into the pole, and I'm now wondering if I should have done that beforehand, but we're here now. I thought I was prepared for this video. I need a pokey stick. Not quite filling these gaps at the bottom, but my hand won't reach in that far. So I'm just gonna drag it down with my fingers. And then push again on the top. I don't want to put too much of this substrate up to the top, just because it'll be harder to keep on top of it, like keeping it moist. So that's why I'm not filling it all the way up. I'm really happy with how that looks. Hopefully, like, you know, these leaves will kind of fall down, and then when this next one comes out, it'll like come out and sit here. Hopefully repotting it at this time hasn't caused too much stress. I don't know if you can like see the new leaf, but it's already got like it's come out with these little like brown marks on it, which I feel like the previous one did too. And it's like on the back at the top. And it does scratch off, so maybe it's just like the gunk that helps them come out of the shafty thing. Technical terms here. What I will do is to get some of the, have I got any of the Hugo's Amazing Tape near me? Sometimes I store things underneath the cabinet. I don't think I have any of the Hugo's Amazing Tape under there. What I will do is use the Hugo's Amazing Tape, which is the like, it only sticks to itself tape, so it's really, really good for moss poles. I'll just wrap a little bit round to make sure that these, and you can see them that side, there are some tiny little aerial roots just there, and they fit like perfectly into the gaps. And then I'm gonna get a little plastic drinking cup, put it in there, and that's how I'm gonna keep on top of keeping this damp, moist, damp, somewhere in that area. Well, I've only been recording for like 25 minutes, but that was it. That was all I wanted to do. I'm really, really hopeful that I will be able to keep this moss pole moist, and it will help this Rhaphidophora to size up and give me those massive mature leaves, and that I don't end up with a runner. Like, please, 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 please. I don't think I've seen anybody else doing moss, tree fern and vermiculite in a pole before. If you've done it, let me know how it goes. I'm just really hoping that that vermiculite just helps it stay a little bit more consistently moist and damp for a little bit longer. Fingers crossed, because I just get the sense that tree fern will dry out quicker than moss, but I want the tree fern for the texture, for the roots. So yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe if you're not already, especially if you're intrigued to get updates about this. I'm really hopeful for some like massive size growth this kind of growing season. Like, fingers crossed, I would love to see that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.